Sure, good morning classmates. My topic is all about disadvantages of exclusive classrooms. Inclusion is a term which embraces every ideology, perspective, and opinion that society offers at every level. When we use this option in the classroom, then teaching and administrators are no longer separating students based on their educational equipment, learning potential, or physical disabilities. Instead of having special education, you have inclusive education. So, there are list of disadvantages of inclusive classrooms. So first, it forces students into a cookie-cutter model of learning. An inclusive classrooms works when there are enough resources available for teachers and staff to provide individual learning processes from each student. So this means that there will be time that some children are unable to mentally access the curriculum that teachers offers because they are forced into a cookie-cutter model of learning. And then second, these structures can disrupt the learning environment for other students. So kids with special needs often have advanced triggers which can lead to challenging behaviors and actions in the classroom. When they are caused disruptions, then it makes it more difficult for the other students to stay focused on the discussion. So, for example, there are students who are paired in sight, so dili sila kakita. So, what if that students will throw tantrums in the classrooms? So the normal students who are studying who are focused on the discussion was ma-disturbo sila to the students through tantrums or having disabilities mentally or physically. And then third, some physical disabilities require a special classroom configuration. So, no one is denying the fact that this diversity can make us better as a human race. There are students, even in their only issue is specific learning disability, like a processing disorder, who could be severely affected by an inclusion classrooms, to the point where they are unable to stay up despite the presence of accommodations. This process cannot be rushed if it is to be successful. Students who are used to receiving a separate educational resources in a dedicated classroom can struggle to adapt to the general learning environment that typically fall outside of the need of an IEP. They must receive a slow introduction to the changes about or to occur so that they can be ready to meet the new challenges of life. And then number 5, it can encourage some students to increase their acting out behaviors. Why? Because most kids wants to find a way to feel normal with their peers. That means as identified disability of learning disorder becomes a weakness, which can open the doors to teasing and bullying. An inclusion classroom can provide many benefits. but it can also cause more behaviors to occur because kids who have a disability tend to do whatever can to hide their problems. Number 6, students with special needs can often find themselves in a minor classroom rules. So, because students in each class who might struggle with a disability or disorder is not usually for them to be is not unusual for them to be related to a minor rule in the community. Even teachers who could lead these situations can find themselves on the outside looking in as they attempt to provide these necessary accommodations that students needed. And then 7, it can lead to more absences in the students' population. Children who share the classroom with pupils who have behavioral and emotional disabilities and more absences, lower reading scores, and lower math scores. The research also notes that kids in kindergarten or first grade who were in inclusion classrooms were more likely to act out in class and have problems with their social skills. And then lastly, number 8, it forces the teachers to have a practical understanding of each disability. Without teachers' preparation in special education programs and a practical understanding of what each disability requires as a response, it is an almost impossible task for an inclusion classrooms to be a safe environment for all learning needs, because this is lack of knowledge in the process. Of course, teachers need to prepare the things he or she needed to teach the students, but in inclusive classrooms, there are the students are all together in one classroom with different kinds of disabilities, and those students that are not or called. So this kind of process is lead teachers to have lack of knowledge in the process of discussions. Inclusive classroom, students can get lost in large classroom, especially if they already struggle with learning challenges. Most kids who struggle in the traditional school settings require more structures to the day, which is something that is not always possible. If there is no collaboration available in the curriculum, the most of benefits disappear. The pros and cons of an inclusive classroom suggest that this tool is useful in some situations, but it depends on the school, environment, family involvement, and other unique factors which can only receive evaluations of the local level. So this is my topic all about inclusive classrooms. Thank you and good morning once again.